Racing to the Kentucky Oaks, it's the Grade 2 Goldenrod Stakes from underneath the Twin Spires and fillies. 8 of them entered here, and this is a very competitive race. I think we're going to start to narrow down some of the top 10, 15 fillies very quickly in a race like this. It's led at the rail by Finite, who won the prep for this race, the Rags to Riches, by over 6 lengths. She dominated that day, and that was a back-to-back score after she won a rich maiden race at Kentucky Downs on the turf. She won by 4. She opened up with a couple of tough losses at Saratoga, so she's faced good horses. The only little consideration you got to take a look at is she is by Munnings, and Munnings gets them to win early, and they definitely are fast because you got that Spacetown and Mr. Prospector influence. Meanwhile, Tappet is the stamina influence on the mare's side. It was a $200,000 purchase, and Finite looks to make it 3 in a row. She is at the rail, and it looks like she's probably going to be sent as the speed of the speed. Meanwhile, Turtle Track's another one who picked up 2 nice wins in a row, again at Keeneland and Churchill Downs, comes in looking for the hat trick for Ian Wilkes. This one's a son of Cairo Prince out of a Harlan's Holiday mare, and Turtle Tracks definitely has the pedigree and the running style to make a move late down the stretch and maybe come after Finite down that Churchill Downs stretch. Meanwhile, She Can't Sing opened up with a 7-length victory at Churchill Downs. She's 1 for 3 lifetime. Bernardini and Distorted Humor are the major influences here in the female family, and She Can't Sing is definitely a contender from post position number 3 with Corey Lannery, who does very well at Churchill Downs. Another contender is Bean, another daughter of Bernardini, picked up a win in her debut race on the synthetic at Arlington Park, won by 7 lengths, then lost her rider in her most recent race. You kind of got to throw that race out. In her second race at Presque Isle Downs, she ran second in a stakes race. And Bean, I think, is one who could outrun her odds. If you go back to that maiden victory, that was a 97 Brisnet speed figure. It was a 10-horse field, and then she's faced a couple 11-horse fields in her last 2 races. Bean is going to be my upset pick here in the Goldenrod Stakes. I think she's going to be good odds. I think she can get the trip, and I do like the pedigree on Bean, who gets Florent Giroux. Meanwhile, other contenders are Lady Glamour, won 2 for 5, a 6-length loss in the Rags to Riches to Finite, who kind of shook loose that day and drew away. And then His Glory goes for Tom Amos, the daughter of Mineshaft, out of a sprinter-type mare, Elder Baron. 1 by 4 at Churchill Downs. That was in an optional non-winners of 1, and then also 1 by 8 at Indiana Downs. His Glory is another one you want to take a shot at here, possibly as an upsetter if you don't like Finite as your top selection. Ivietsu is a daughter of Tappet for George Arnold. He does well in Kentucky, a 5-length winner at Churchill Downs after debuting at Keeneland, losing by 12, but she was bet down that day. And Ivietsu is another one who I think can improve in our 3rd lifetime race. A lot of times the horses will show noticeable improvement in that 3rd lifetime race. And then meanwhile, rounding out the field is Motu, a daughter of Painter for Ken McPeak, another shrewd yearling purchase, 110K at Fasig-Tipton last year. Motu won a maiden special weight race at Keeneland and 1 by 3 with a Brisnet speed figure of 95. So right now, your main contender is going to be Finite, who won the prep for this race, 1 by 6 lengths. She ran fast that day, a 94 Brisnet speed figure, but nothing dominating. And I think horses like Turtle Track, She Can't Sing, and Bean are all going to be running at her late down the lane. I'm going to take a shot with Bean. I think she gets the right trip. I think that last race kind of dirties up her form when she lost the rider, but any of her first 2 races on the synthetic at Presque Isle Downs and Arlington Park put her in the mix here. She was an expensive yearling purchase, and pedigree says 2 turns should not be a problem. Bean is my top selection. She Can't Sing is my second selection. And then I think Finite is going to round out my top 3 as she is the controlling speed leading into the stretch. Remember to hit subscribe as we will lead you into the 2020 Kentucky Oaks. We've also got a Derby preview of the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes and Kentucky Derby future wagering. 2 videos on all 24 entrants here in pool number 1. Who do you like in the Goldenrod Stakes? I like Bean. I also like She Can't Sing as also my top 2 contenders. Leave a comment below and hit subscribe as we lead you to the 2020 Kentucky Oaks.